Yeah, totally different. And I had students in there who teachers would be like, oh my God, I can't stand this kid. They don't do this, they don't do that, they're a problem. When they came to my class, everything I asked, yes, chef.
Yeah.
I got you, chef. You know what I mean? We were growing, we had a hydroponic grow lab. So we were growing like lettuce, microgreens, arugula, spinach. And these kids were like, and of course, these kids like, we could grow here too, chef.
Yeah, hydroponic, right?
I was like, yeah, we can't do that.
Not in Chicago.
This stuff is granted to us, you know, to grow food.
Right.
Food grade greens.
Yeah.
Not hemp.
Yeah.
But, and so I started to see students who teachers would just write off or, you know, be like, they just won't do right. They ain't gonna be nothing. They would be in my class just excelling because they were doing things with their hands. That's why I became such a proud advocate for vocational training and CTE programs in high schools because not everybody is college bound.
I agree.
And all of us need some type of outlet. We all need to, in high school, we should be finding out what that thing is that we like to do.
Exactly.
I loved radio broadcasting when I went in high school, but I like culinary too.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was a kinesthetic learner. I needed to do things with my hands.
Yeah.
I was not a student who you give me a book and give me this information and all right, just tell me study. No, I needed to actually use it, learning and using it while I'm learning the skill set. And so when I found that a lot of Black boys really need that too. Yeah. But then they're like, oh, they don't sit down in class. They want to give them something they can do.
Something actionable,
Yeah, tangible. And then we asking a young man at 17 with so much testosterone to have a seat for so long of a period of time. Well, we're setting them up for failure, not success, by giving them things that they should be doing.
Wow.
But I can go on and on about the education system.
No, I got you. So, with teaching, how long were you doing that?
Well, I'm still a teacher.
Still doing it?
Yeah, in a different capacity. But I taught at Chicago Public Schools for 5 years.
Okay.
And then I went to Memphis School District, found me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
And they said, hey, you teach the same demographic of students. Can you come down here and teach? And they were like, we give you a relocation stipend, we give you sign-on bonus. And I was like, you know what? I never wanted to stay in Chicago forever. I was like, if I don't like it, I can go back home.
Yeah.
And so, but I ended up loving Memphis. You know, not for like what most people would think, though.
Okay. What did you love about Memphis?
So I love the fact that when something said it was 12 miles away, it took me 15 minutes to get there. Like it's slower. So it's not as much traffic. Like their rush hour is really non-existent. Right. Coming from Chicago, rush hour traffic.
Yeah. I know the difference. I've been to Memphis too. Yeah, definitely.
The people, I love Memphis really, I always tell people Memphis really made me grow up and blossom into the woman I am now. Because, you know, when I left Chicago, that's my comfort zone, right? But in Memphis, I had to depend on me.
Yeah.
Right? And so if I failed, then me and my kids failed. And so it just put a different fire under me.
Yeah.
And it put a different burn in me.
Yeah.
And it also opened me up to like the things that I used to daydream about in Chicago. I would daydream about gardening or on the farm or fishing and stuff like that. When I got to Memphis, that's what I did all the time. I was fishing all the time. I was, you know, horseback riding. My friends thought I was having like a nervous breakdown or a midlife crisis. And they like, you used to prefer to go shopping at Nordstrom's and have a martini at 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Yeah.
However, I'm like, I'm looking at cowboy boots.
Yeah. It's all a different lifestyle. Yeah.
So,
Wow. What got you into that in Memphis though? Like,
because it's a place for that. You know, like Memphis has a lot of green space.
Yeah.
You know, you can connect with different people. Like a lot of the teachers that I used to work with in Memphis, they would be like, "We going fishing." I want to go.
Yeah.
Let me go. And so or you be in a conversation with somebody at the lunch table and like, "Oh, we're going hunting."
Yeah.
Hunting. I want to go.
Yeah. different environment, different conversations, right? Different people, different
somebody, one of the men to be like, well, my boat had a hole in it. You got a boat?
Yeah.
Let me help you patch it up. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff. It's just when you're around different people, conversations are different.
Change, right.
And so the conversation changes, right? And so I was in that element. So when you in Rome, you do what Romans do. When you in Memphis, you do what Memphians do.
Right.
You know, so I lived in the suburbs of Cordova. I lived in East Memphis.
Okay.
But yeah, I had a ball in Memphis. You know, I worked at a 1,000-acre farm.
How was that?
It was interesting. I was around a lot of smart ass agricultural people. I never knew that being a farmer, you could have money like a drug dealer.
Oh wow!
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I thought the farmers, in my head from Chicago, a city girl, you think of a farmer, you think overalls, the little pitchfork, a tractor, some chickens, a pig. You don't think about the business side of it.
The business side, right.
Agricultural brings in money. I didn't know that till I had conversations with farmers. I went to this big event called the Tractor Trailer Show. The tractors were millions of dollars. I said, so you could buy this? You could afford this?
Yeah.
You pay it off in 4 seasons? Okay.
What's some of the things you discovered in regards to being able to make money in agriculture all through farming? That's interesting.
I met a lot of black cotton farmers that had land in Mississippi because, you know, Tennessee, Memphis is connected to Mississippi and Arkansas. And I met a lot of, you know, farmers, generational farmers who were cotton farmers. I didn't realize that
you said a lot of black cotton farmers. That's wow.
Right?
I mean, because I think about it all the time. We
had to pick it as slaves.
My parents talk about how they used to have to pick cotton. And they were black as kids. And you talking about now it's black cotton farmers.
Yeah.
Wow.
I met a lot of farmers who sold soy because soy goes into so many things that we use and consume in the world. Yeah. Forget the U.S. Corn. I was just, when you don't know, you don't know. I was flabbergasted by all this information. All the farmers that I was working with, they had PhDs in like soil science, you know. Wow. So I was learning about like different types of soils and how they would yield different type of crops, or, you know, what's it called when you plant two things together that like have a symbiotic relationship. Like I was like, so one farmer was telling me how he plants beans and corn together because he was telling me that corn likes nitrogen, but beans put nitrogen in the ground. So the corn reaps the benefit from it for you companion planting. I'm like, what? Oh, okay. And then I garden as well. And so he was telling me like little things to do in my home garden to keep the pest away. Like you plant, you know, basil next to your tomatoes, or you plant because they don't like, the aphids don't like the smell, right, of these herbs. I was blown away.
Wow.
And so when the pandemic happened, and we all remember, you know, we go to Sam's Club and Costco and was nothing on the shelves.
Right.
Those farmers were not going through that.
Yeah, they were hurting.
Because they were swapping. If you were a poultry farmer, you were swapping eggs and chicken from the guy who had cow on his land, or, you know, who grew corn over here down the street or whatever. So I was like, they own something. If we can't be sustainable ourselves and we depend on other people to put food in the grocery stores for us to then go buy, we can't never really be like 100% sufficient ourselves.
Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, otherwise the 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey, and then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see if it'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form You can fill out. You said www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod form. Again, www.theriseofthe1%.com/pod form. It's gonna be in this video. You can fill that out, and we can see if it'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media, Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. And we have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.